Hey there, welcome to day 1586 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting the journey, primarily the business journey, as I transitioned from the brick and mortar corporate world of business in 2017 to the online world of business, and then back in 2020, back and forth again into both worlds, as if they're two distinct separate worlds, which in some instances they are, right? There are certain businesses, there are actually millions and millions of businesses that have zero online presence. It's hard to believe that in 2022 this is still true, but it's absolutely positively still true. Yet I firmly believe that every business, every person needs to have some kind of a online presence, especially as technology is changing. I mean, it's such a different world now than it was when I first got involved in business like 49 years ago. It's such a different world. I mean, technology in the last 50 years during my lifetime plus has changed hundredfold from what was possible and what we were capable of doing before. And 2020, if nothing good came out of the pandemic, except the fact that we have become more independent and interdependent simultaneously with respect to technology and the using of technology and the global use of different technology and capabilities that have huge advantages in our lives in terms of being able to connect with like-minded people, as well as in our businesses as being able to reach the people that we're here to reach and here to serve. I think that that's been one of the huge benefits of the pandemic. And I look for, which is what our topic is about today, life being rigged in my favor. There are not a lot of things that I would say, if you're looking at a list of all of the things that have come out of the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, the negatives will, and as time goes on, we'll see more and more of those, the impacts of that. The majority of them will look negative, but for every negative, there's a positive, right? There's a flip side of everything. Our Supersize Your Business topic was live life as, or idiom was live life as if everything is rigged in your favor. And really it's a saying from Rumi. And I made that the topic of our annual challenge today as well. But there I call it the universe is rigged in my favor. The universe is rigged in your favor. This is one of those beliefs and those things that we can choose to believe in terms of, we forget that we have the personal power to choose and decide whatever we want to focus on and whatever we want to believe. That's one of the great things about being a human being. We have the skills and the ability and the personal power to do that. I can think the world is out to get me. The world is a scary, horrible place. And if I were to watch the news or be on social media watching the news, which is so convoluted and fake nowadays, it's mind-boggling manipulation of media to the point of, the Nazi Germany days. It is beyond that and so much more ridiculous and manipulative that I try not to talk about it, but it sneaks in because it really, really bothers me at such a soul level, right? And at my being, it just makes me crazy that we have allowed this type of, as human beings, that we have allowed this kind of behavior to be in the mainstream and to be literally brainwashing and negatively affecting hundreds of millions of people, right? And no matter what you believe or what you listen to, it's all manipulated. Both sides are manipulated and meant to show you something. And unless somebody is getting you to think for yourself and open your mind and ask what is true for you, it's all designed to manipulate us. So that's why I don't watch it, right? I stay off it. Every once in a while I would listen to a segment here, a segment there, and I found that I had to just turn it all off because all of it just made me feel yucky. And I don't like to feel yucky. The older I get, the better I want to feel. So I choose not to participate in things that I know are bad for me. And that pretty much involves all the media, all the news type, social media, filtering and things. Now, I'm still on social media, obviously, since I'm speaking on this video, and I use technology to share what I want to share and hopefully to make the world a better place, not to manipulate or make it worse. My whole purpose of everything I do is to keep my life going in the direction I want it to, create positivity and make the world a better place, right? Well, making myself a better human being. That's what our annual challenge is all about. Doing one thing every day that improves us in some way so that we're always becoming a better version of ourselves. We don't have to do that. We can just go through the motions of our life and just be whatever happens to happen for us, or we can choose, hey, I can do this little thing every day, and over time it accumulates into making a massive change in moving my life in the direction I want it to go. So for both Supersize Your Business and for our annual challenge today, we have the same topic. Basically, life is rigged in our favor. I can choose to believe that life and the world and the universe and everything happens for me. Now, when something bad happens in our life, it doesn't feel like it happened for us. When my dad passed away, I didn't feel like that happened for me at the time. When I had a sudden cardiac arrest and died, I did not feel, when I first woke up in the hospital, I was actually really grateful to wake up and be alive, but I didn't feel like that event and some of the things that happened after it were for me. Yet, as I learned and grew and studied and read and researched and figured out what the heck had happened, I realized that that was one of the greatest gifts that I had ever been given. I know, dying is usually not considered one of the greatest gifts I've ever been given, but it absolutely was, because it put me on a different trajectory, which is exactly what I needed at the time, because I was on a one-way ticket to spiraling out and not existing anymore. So do you, and can you find examples in your life of the universe being rigged in your favor? Meaning everything that happens, every person we come in contact with is to teach us or show us something, even if it's to show us how not to be. Who hasn't had a terrible boss, a terrible teacher, a terrible guy to teacher in first grade who used to wail on me? She'd hit me with a ruler all the time. And then what did that do? Did that make me be less of myself or more mellow or in class? No. I wrote on my desk that she'd wail on me some more, in pencil, of course. So she'd wail on me some more. My mom finally had to come to school and sit in the classroom so my teacher wouldn't hit on me, literally physically abuse me during school. That's the day and the age I grew up in. And I was definitely one of those more energetic children, which was unusual for a girl, but back in the day. And so that didn't necessarily feel like the universe was rigged in my favor, but it turns out it was, because I got to see my mom every day during that. So we need to learn from everyone and everything. And we don't have to, right? But if we do, it shows us what we need to see faster so we don't have a lot of those negative experiences anymore. After that first grade teacher, mostly my teachers were awesome from then on. My second grade teacher was fantastic. My third grade teacher, my fourth grade teacher, my fifth grade teacher, my sixth grade teacher, and all my teachers through middle school and high school were awesome. And partly because I changed and behaved in different ways, so I got a different response from those teachers. I didn't write on my desk in second grade because I wasn't challenged. And a lot of it was, as I look back now, a lot of it was me drawing the attention and the wrath of the teacher away from other kids, because I didn't want her harassing, haranguing, being mean to other kids in the class, because I knew I could take it, right? And so we find ways to cope, and we find ways to create what we want in the world if we believe that we have some impact and control over it. And we always have impact and control. Even in situations where we don't have physical control, we always can control our minds. Unless somebody's giving us mind-altering drugs or something, we can choose what we focus on and think about no matter what is going on around us. And I choose that every day these days. What am I going to think about that's moving me in the direction I want to go? Not what are other people and other things outside of me trying to get my attention to and focus on, right? A lot of that involves controlling and setting up processes and systems and frameworks and habits, rituals, routines that support us. Here's a weird example. I put collagen in my coffee every morning because I know it helps my health. I do, just a little thing every day that's become a habit that I know will move me in the direction I want to go. Like I can move my joints and body parts, eat more easily than if I didn't do that. I have a habit and a ritual where I do certain things every morning and during the day and in the afternoon, and I link it up to things that are already a habit for me so that it becomes automatic, and continuous improvement is just a natural part of my identity and who I am. So if I can help you in any way, it's a holiday weekend and it's of course thunderstorming here where I live on a holiday weekend, because that seems to be the way nature shows us, because nature wants us to be flexible and understand that we have no control over the weather. And so there's no sense getting upset over it. Actually, I probably was in my 40s before I figured that one out, which is, kind of embarrassing to admit, but it's true. So often we let things outside of us wreck our day, wreck our mood. We stub our toe, we have a rotten day. We wake up late or we sleep through our alarm and it ruins our whole day, only because we let it ruin our whole day, right? We can shake it off. And I usually learned a long time ago, if something doesn't go right in the morning, take a deep breath and just let it go, because otherwise I keep thinking about it all day long. All right, have an awesome day. Of course, be with you tomorrow.